nothing goes according to plan. If you live your life thinking that you're in control, then you are living the wrong life. I'm actually a Catholic from Iraq. I moved here when I was 15 years old, and I didn't come from a business, like, I didn't strive for a business. There was not like a hunger for me to be a successful businessman. As a young kid, I saw a Porsche, a man driving a Porsche. I'm like, you know, this is nice. I might be one day drive the Porsche, but it was survival. The only thing that we did is survive to come to this country, first of all. Then I worked with the US Army for 3.5 years, helped train them how to survive in an environment like back home. And I did every odd job because my dad felt like he was failing financially. He lost 70-some pounds in less than a month. And that alone was enough for me to try to survive again. So what did I do? I kind of finessed my family, told them I'm gonna put school aside. I signed up for school, but I didn't go to it, but I would go back to it when I can. Because, you know, all they care about is hanging a degree on the wall. Who can resonate with that, right? So who can relate? And to be honest, it was just me trying to provide for the family now. We escaped death, now we're escaping financial failure. And that was it for me. I didn't think I was gonna be a savvy businessman, not that I'm saying I am today. We're learning every day, but I didn't know I was going to be good in systems. I didn't know I was going to be good with numbers. I didn't know I was going to be okay with trying not to spend as much money. But then out of necessity, obviously, I start pursuing business and worked every odd job you can think about. And then years later, opened up a car dealership. Then years later, Carlos and I met, and then we opened up this real estate company, and it's been doing wonders for us. And then here we are today, 25 businesses now, or yeah, there you go, 26 businesses, and here we are. But everything that we're going to say here today, it may sound like a little bit crazy to some people because, yeah, and then we will try to make sense as much as we can. But if we do sound crazy, if you record it, go back and watch it, maybe it'll make sense like a year from now or a few months from now. So, and if you do have any questions about real estate, we're not going to answer them. We're going to talk about every single thing you need to talk about. We're going to bring the hot seat over here as well, the mic and everything. But this is going to be about success and how we can help you break through the mindset. And that's it for me.
So something you guys don't know about Sal is Sal literally is like, I don't know if he's the engine. What would he is behind?
He's the engine, the fuel, the tires, the axle.
Yeah. I think Alex and I are just like the doors. Sal's the hardest worker between us three. You know, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I promise you, like, I know I work at least 12 to 14 hours a day, and I'm sitting here telling you Sal's still the hardest worker, you know, because he probably works 18 hours a day, maybe 20. You sleep about 4, right? So that's a lot of folks don't know that this man is like the brains behind like the operation. You know, he systemizes everything. He's the integrator. He's been working on these 3 crazy projects that, God willing, you know, we expect this thing to make anywhere $50, $100 million when it's finally out and rolling. He's been working on these 3 projects for like the last 8 months. That's what he does. You know, that's what he does. Like a lot of these businesses that we have, you know, a few of them, you know, I came up with, a few of them he came up with, a lot of them he came up with, you know. So God has really blessed us in that sense, you know, to find a person like this and a person like that. So, you know, you guys got to surround yourself with the right people, man. Like, and we're gonna also talk about that. So, all right, past programming issues. Who wants to share a little bit of what you feel? All right, because we want to help you.
Raise your hand if you want to share it with the group on what you feel. Let's see my man right here.
Share some of your past programming issues, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so I come from a pretty decent family. Like everyone in my family went to college. My dad was the first one in my family to actually go to college. And when I told him, I wanted to do some entrepreneur stuff, he kind of sat me down and kind of laughed at me. I almost laughed in my face, saying, the only way you can make six figures or above is to go to school and get an education like your siblings do.
That's disgusting.
And that legit broke. Like I was angry. I was extremely mad, but I was more saddened. And and I was listening to your guys' podcast at the time, and I'm like, I don't know if I can even do that. I mean, yes, I have more resources than a lot of people do, but I have literally no support from anybody in my family. I can't talk about it at all because if I even talk about starting a business or anything like that, it's just they kind of roll their eyes and just turn the subject, and it's just I'm talking to a blank wall. I'm talking to a wall, and it's awful, and I feel like I have literally no support.
Let's help this man, right? So
Real quick, who else feels like that?
Who's dealt with something like that?
So there's a lot of two things.
So I really want Sal. This is literally up Sal's alley, right?
Yep.
He literally said, "Hey, my parents wanted me to go get an education, become an engineer, etc., etc." Why did his father laugh at his face?
By the way, if you have that in your family right now, they did not mean any ill intention. Your father meant well, because that's the best to his knowledge. He's trying to do what's best that he knows, and it's almost like this. If you get a flat tire, do you go to a carpenter, telling, "Hey, fix my tire"? So. And unfortunately, we do this a lot. We go ask people that are close to us, but we misinterpret it. You're asking your parents, you're asking your dad about entrepreneurship, and you want to go for it, and you're asking for a support, but he doesn't know any of that. It's like the dark side. It's like the dark web for him, and it's nothing wrong with that. By the way,
fairy tales.
Entrepreneurship
may be a fairy tale.
It is. To him, it's like, oh my God, money is gonna. You're gonna have to do some drugs and things like that to get the money. Whatever it is, he's probably heard some stories, read some of them at college or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, if you ask literally someone else, it doesn't have to be as close to you, or maybe even a close person to you that loves business, what would they have said?
Go for it. I mean, you're obviously young. You have time right now. Go all in.
Go all in. But see, the mistakes that we do, what do you think the mistakes that we do, and unintentionally, we're emotionally attached to someone else because they give us comfort, they give us knowledge, they give us, they put food, roof on top of our head. Obviously, they don't mean anything bad, but what do we do wrong? We listen to the wrong to the advice from the wrong person. To them, it's the right advice, but it's a matter of perspective. It's the wrong advice to him, and don't ever do this, by the way. Don't ever go and make all this money to go back and make that person, to prove that person wrong. Go again, go back to them and prove yourself right. To prove yourself, hey, I was right. Don't go and say, yeah. I mean, I'm just talking about theoretically speaking. So don't go back, because a lot of people go do it out of despite and no, I'm gonna go prove you wrong, and they don't talk to them and this and that. They don't mean any ill intention. And I think it is programming, and obviously, you're wearing glasses. I'm not judging you, but you look like a smart person that read a lot of books, and you probably got a lot of good grades. If you're successful one day and you wake up and think that you're hungry, always hungry and determined, you're always going to be more successful. And I don't mean financially. I'm talking about growth-wise, health-wise. Anything that you focus on grows. So I think for that, I did finesse my family, tell them I'm going to get back and study. And you know what? They thought I was doing the biggest mistake of my life. But I had to actually finesse my way. At least you're braver than me. I give you that. You told them, you know what? I'm probably going to stop studying. I don't know what you said. And I'm going to go for business. I said, look, I'm going to do what I have to do now. And I'm going back to school. I know I wasn't going back to school. So at least I kind of nudged the truth. So.
What does your father do for a living?
He's an electrical engineer.
Electrical. So
My
your
dad
dad makes good money, right?
He makes decent six. Yeah, he makes 6 figures.
Okay. So again, he's just telling you he loves you.
I'm sorry. Let me. By the way, my dad is an electrical engineer. My dad was not happy what I did. My mom wasn't happy, I paid off my parents' mortgage, and my family is never prouder than me. So if you ever doubt yourself, or because my dad is an electrical engineer, I had to say that because you just mentioned that. That's crazy. So raise your hand if you want to pay off your parents' mortgage. Okay. Do you want to pay off your parents' mortgage? There you go. Mr. Carlos?
Yeah, so, don't take offense to it. I'm sure that, you understand why he's saying the things he's saying, He just wants you to succeed in life. He just wants his sons to be successful, to take care of themselves, at some point and become men. And that's why he's just giving you advice from where he knows best, So, again, just like he said, you don't ask a carpenter to fix your car engine, right? You can't ask a non-entrepreneur, to tell you how, if it's the right move. He's going to say, absolutely not, it's not the right move. Because that wasn't the right move for them. That's not what worked for him, We're here, brother, if you ever need to talk to us about anything. If you want to bring your dad to the office, bring him to the office one day, whatever. We're here for you, man. And yeah, man, don't allow that to set you back. You only fail when you quit, and you're too young, man, to be quitting. So keep pushing forward, okay? All right, thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
So always think that this is happening for you. And you know what? For the longest time, I was the other guy. I was the pessimistic guy. And you know why? Because I was surrounded by that. As soon as I start surrounding myself with optimistic people, and obviously the immediate circle is optimistic, right? That start affecting me. So what is success to me today? I'm not gonna lie, not even 5 years ago or 6 years ago, success to me was driving a nice car, was having the biggest house, was having the nicest clothes on, was having the best of the best of the best, all materialistic stuff. And I was a fool for thinking that. Now I know that. And to think about it, maybe I had to go through this to understand that. Success to me right now is happiness, because happiness is the ultimate success. Every Sunday when I pray, I tell this to my wife. She asks me, she's like, what did you pray for? And sometimes I tell her what I prayed for, and I say, always mention happiness. And she's like, you always ask for this happiness. And she recognized that, right? Because happiness is the ultimate success. You've seen people, who here have been into Mexico? Have you seen those people on the street? And they probably living day by day, not month by month, not week by week, where you're waiting for your weekly paycheck or bi-weekly paycheck, day by day, whatever they sell. But they're extremely happy. You guys know what I'm talking about? They're happy. Like if you take them out and put them into something else, they're just become happier maybe, but they're happy where they're at. And that's the ultimate success. Health is another thing for me. I've neglected my health for a very, very long time. Even though Carlos has been pushing me to focus on my health, that's the next thing. That's why I said we're not successful. I'm personally not successful because I haven't achieved the health state that I want to achieve. I haven't worked out. I need to work out. I need to go to book those doctor appointments that I need to book. I'm supposed to do endoscopy or whatever it is for the past 4 years, and I haven't done it because they think I have an ulcer because I keep ignoring that. So, and then obviously giving back, serving. When someone asked me earlier, why do you guys do these type of events? Obviously serving, because back in the day, when we were trying to be served, it was hard to be served. It wasn't as open as today. Now it became actually a beautiful thing to have things like this. Back in the day, you had to pull teeth. We actually had, the first person that paid us attention was some guy, I forgot his name, from Red Rock, or Hard Rock Investments, and we went to lunch. Sean, there you go, Sean. And
he gave us about 10 minutes. He was in between meetings.
Absolutely, yeah. The meeting, and we're like, okay, one bathroom break, we'll have the meeting.
We don't know what the hell he was talking about because, Sal and I, no deals, no nothing, and he was in one meeting, right? And then Sal and I pop in. We're like, Sean, thank you so much for allowing us, to pick your brain a little bit, just like a lot of you folks, right? A lot of folks are looking like, I'm gonna go pick that guy's brain, that guy's brain. Hopefully he gives me time. Same thing. This guy had rentals. He was flipping houses, etc. And then Sal and I just roll in. He's in between meetings. And we're like, hey, Sean, can we buy you lunch? No, guys, I'm in between meetings. So I just want to try to serve you as best as I can with the time that I have. Boom, we sit down. And then he's like, you got to have an exit strategy. We were like, what the hell is an exit strategy, right? What is an exit strategy? He's like, reputation is everything in this business, right? Like, I mean, this guy was like, it was like a 10-minute just gem dropping, boom, 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 boom.
Have to do that.
No, he didn't have to. And we learned so much from those 10 minutes that at that point, it didn't make sense. We didn't know what he was talking about. He was talking Chinese, but later down the line, as we started getting some traction in our business, right? We're like, okay, that's what he was talking about. And that's what happens, guys, on the path to success. You may not understand some things now, but as you're heading down that path, you begin to understand what the heck those crazy people were talking about. So
Absolutely. And just to finish off and give, pass the mic over, and again, you always need to look at that vantage point. Like, you are in this place for a reason, and you were placed in that position for a reason. I guarantee you, your dreams are semi-different, or they tweak a little bit. Because guess what? I'm gonna break it down to you. Nothing goes according to plan. There's nothing that goes according to plan. You can say, you know what, I'm gonna walk from here to that bar, and I'm gonna walk a certain way, and you know what, by the time that I think I was gonna step my left foot at the end of the bar, I might be on my right foot in there. So nothing goes according to plan. I'm just talking about small things, right? You try to get somewhere, some things may happen. You get a flat tire. Nothing goes according to plan. If you live your life thinking that you're in control, then you are living the wrong life. And that is it for me. Just always look at your time vantage point, and you'll understand what I'm talking about when you look back at them. That's the best advice I can give.